Yeah. Sorry, burn a little Palo Santo here. Listen to a little African drum music, burning some Palo Santo. Okay. What am I? Okay. I titled this video Spirituality. Okay. Because I have so many questions about spirituality as I embark upon this journey here. And it's just a lot of details because so many people, I hear so many different definitions, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I'm assuming that it's all intertwined, and it all works together in some way. But when I speak on like righteousness, because a lot of people use spirituality, in order to achieve righteousness, because you have to try to achieve that inner peace, in a chaotic, environment here. And when you deal with people who, chaotic situations or chaotic beings or things like that, just chaos in general. And you try to find that, that inner, that line here, that, it's a way to like to just kind of center yourself at center here, so like what we do with meditation, right? Obviously. So when I think about that, right, I started, okay, like I just came from my little spiritual, I told you I do every week, where we do the meditation, we do the yoga, we do the stretching, we do the meditation, then we get into like a lecture, and it all depends on what the topic is, what they discuss, and we get into a whole discussion on that, take away some information, so which was great, right? So a question I had for the oracle, I asked her, I said, can I be spiritual, or fully achieve righteousness, but still have like a hate or a resentment or a mistrust, with a certain people? And she said, well, it depends on your definition of righteousness. And I said, well, everybody always say you don't want to be righteous. You can't have any hate in your heart. It can't exist in this heart chakra here. You just got to be at one with yourself and just realize that you're a supreme being and you are God, and nothing can, penetrate that. Nothing can penetrate that line or whatever you have up to show that, I know I'm a supreme being. And nobody who's on that low frequency can even like enter, and I told her, I said, because, I still have a mistrust with, white people, obviously, and I said, it's because they've proven time and time again that they are untrustworthy, and they still do this currently. So I told her, can I still have this? And she said, well, you just have to think about that. You really have to define your sense of righteousness. You have to think about, is it worth, I guess, putting that negativity in your being, bringing down you on a low frequency? If you realize that you are God and you're a supreme being, you won't even allow them in, and it was weird because I talked to another brother who was there who was talking about that he'd already worked on his hatred towards white people, and he doesn't have that. Now he's working on his hatred towards the police. And I was like, and I laughed because I said, just this morning when I was leaving, to go up there, this pig, who pulled down, and I just squared him, like eyed him, and I told him, I said, because, I really don't trust, the police here. And I said, because I just don't trust them, and I told him, I said, it's hard, trying to work on trying to be, hey, I just looked up 333, just looked up 333. And, I told her, I said, I'm trying to work on that. And I'm trying to work on, just focusing on myself and not allowing any negativity or low frequency, to even affect me. I said, but I still have a worry here, and that's just common, us as melanated being, us as the most oppressed here. And we understand how we're being targeted. We understand what all forms of genocide. And I told her, my hate comes from the miseducation, the mass incarceration, the gentrification. I mean, they're kicking us out. I told her extermination, like all that is hard for me to not pay attention and not focus on that when it's right here in my face. And, we were just going through the different details. And one thing I said to her husband, the astrologer, right? I told him, I said, what's killing me is that everybody says that the universe is working with us. We're melanin, we're carbon, 666, all this, we possess all this. And the universe is working with us and the ancestors for us to regain control of our planet, because this is our planet, right? And this is what they say. And they say that, it's working in regards to our favor because we are the originator, we are the original beings, we have the melanin, all the above, right? So when they say that, I tell them, I said, then if that's the case, why do I have to embrace, the Caucasoid race if the universe doesn't really work with them, it doesn't coincide with them, and they're supposed to be this genetically modified, all the above. And I say, why say that? And then you're telling me I still have to have like some sort of peace, or I don't know. It's confusing. I told him, I said, because Ra don't even agree with them. They can't even, Ra don't even agree with them. So why are you telling me I do when the universe and the sun and all this other things doesn't even agree with them, right? So he laughed, but I was like, but this is stuff that, I question. If you tell me I can't have hatred in my heart and it can't exist. And he said, well, it's just knowing that who you are, to where that they are the beings that they are, and so they can't even, elevate to your frequency. So just worry about that. Just worry about just not having hate. Just worry about not even associating doing you. Because I told myself, I know once I start school, I'm going to have, it might be staff, teachers, other students. And I was like, am I going to have to just really go out of my way to, I don't want to sit near you and all this? And he's just like, obvious, of course not, and obvious and all that. I said, but, if they're not on my frequency and, they can't attack my energy. And he was like, well, they will if you have this hatred and, resentment towards them. And I said, it's hard, it's a lot of questions here. It's a lot of details, a lot of things that's up in there, a lot of questions that I have, and a lot of stuff that obviously I need to work on. But I said, it's just, there is a mistrust. There's a reason for that, obviously. When they want to ask why we hate them, there's a reason for the hatred. They can't be so clueless to not understand that there's a reason for the hatred and the reason why we just distrust you and, don't really want to work with you and things like that. Don't really want to, be around you because we never know what's coming our way. We could be done like the guy Angel Ramirez, where he was attacked by, how many, and it's not even here. What is it, in the UK? So I'm just saying, like, all that, or was it here? And he's just from the UK. I'm still a little iffy about the story of where he's from. But I do know that, he was attacked. And I said, it's all that, and I told him, we see, movies like Get Out, and we know that they're putting us in the sunken place. We know that's based off something. We know that it's got to be true in some sort. I told him, I said, we see that, we know we're going missing. We know that they're stealing organs and they taking our melanin and and harvest. So like we know this. We know they attack really homeless. We know that the homeless pretty much do a lot of the traffic. They have them trafficking. They traffic, a lot of the homeless of our people, teenagers, girls, and whatnot. So we got to be aware of that. We know U.S. is the biggest trafficker of drugs, arms, and humans. So we know this, so we can't be so naive to not know that, this is what happens. We know that they're probably, something I said years ago that I felt, I told my mom, just came out of nowhere. And it was something that I felt. And this is even before Barack got in back in 2008. I told her, sis, a feeling come to me, let me know that I think that we're going to be put back in slavery. She was like, what? Girl, where is this coming? I said, no, it's something that's hit me. Let me know that we're going to go backwards. We're going backwards. We're going back to them days where we're going to be bartering. It's going to be horse and buggy. And we're going to go back to them days where they're going to put us back in slavery. I think they're going to put us back in chains. And she was like, I don't know, Geneva, you just come up with anything. You just said, and I said, no, it's just something's making me feel this way. And I'm like, I've always felt certain things. I'm like, this. I'm telling my family. But I'm just like, this was something that I was just feeling and I was just questioning, and then booyah, there was, I think it was in 2008, and Joe Biden had said that. And I think it was something, I forget where they were, and he was speaking, he said, they're going to put y'all back in chains. And everybody was just like, whoa, and snap. And I went to my people, my family, and I was just like, didn't I say? And I was like, but I just really do something that made me feel. So I said, how do we know they're not already doing it? When they trafficking, they taking people off the street, homeless. How do we know they're not putting them back in the joint? You got that YouTube movie titled Slave, I think it's titled. And I been saw that. And they talked about that girl, so it's not like we can't be so clueless to not know that this is being done. There was one time they posted, what is it, Craigslist. It was on social media, and they posted this Craigslist ad where this white woman was posting and talking about she was looking for a black man who would be a black buck for her, two other black men and a black woman, and she wanted them to play a role of them being mammies and serving and being in the field, and then she wanted them to incorporate a mandingo fight for her husband's birthday. I was like in awe when I saw this ad. And they had posted on social media, like, can you believe somebody would do this? And obviously they took it and all that. And I was just like, that shows you where the mindset of a lot of them still are, and that they can do this type of stuff, you know, behind the scenes. And this is something that we need to be aware of. Look at the young girl that time she was going home, 7-0 was following her, talking about, we're going to get you, you know, all this. So we can't be so naive to not know they're not doing this, having us maybe in sweatshops. Who knows? You know what I mean? And, you know, or maybe even giving birth or whatnot. I'll be questioning everything. I know you ain't telling the teenager and give birth for y'all or whatnot, and breastfeed, and you know, you just never know limits, because I think about slavery and I think about what was done then, and using breast milk and using us to give birth and breastfeed and all that. And I think about all that happened back then. It can't be so, you know, to where I can't believe that it can happen now currently. You know what I mean? Or still be happening. I mean, we know the lynching still exists, and we know KKK still here. So we can't be so naive. So I thought, this is why I have a mistrust. This is why I can't really live around them and things like that, because there's a war declared upon us. You know, there's discrimination upon us. And how can you live in the environment and still walk around naive thinking that you can't be one of the ones that they might just steal off the street? Can we honestly say that they're not coming to the hood and doing it? We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't even know if they're coming to the hood to steal people off the street. You know, look at the brother at the beginning of the movie of Get Out. And I guess he was lost in a neighborhood, and she come by and steal him and pull him in the car. You know, so we can't be so naive to not think that they're not doing that, especially when Dr. Umar break down about how many people go missing, you know, each year of us. So I told her, I said, this is the main reason why I don't trust them. I never know what they're using us for. I never know what they're doing. I never know I never know what they got us doing. You know, when you stealing us or making us go missing or whatever, you know, before you kill us. And obviously we're more profitable dead, you know, than we're alive. But who knows if they, you know, enslaving us way before we die. And then, you know, then organs is up for harvesting. And I agree with, like, when I think about when Dr. Umar say, don't put, you know, don't be an organ donor. You know, don't put your, you know, stuff like that, because you don't want them to just automatically. I mean, even when I think about Thomas Ford, the guy who used to play in the movie Martin, remember the show Martin, Tommy. I used to think to myself, he looked like the type that probably was an organ donor. Don't he? When I look at him, I'm like, you look like the type that was an organ donor. You never know if some celebrity, somebody white would sit wherever, and they probably say, oh, he's a good match. Boom, we're going to make this happen. We're going to feed them something. We're going to inject something in you. We got to get surgery, anything. We never know what could be happening. Now I understand why our ancestors didn't go to the hospital. Now I understand why they stayed home and they grew their own and they made their own little concoctions of herbal treatments and healed themselves. Now I understand the importance of holistic healing and spirituality and all that above, and healing yourself, you know, from the inside out. Now I understand the importance of that. Because why would you want to continuously conform to the system? Especially when we know what has been done to us since day one. We know how they started gynecology for experimenting on us. We know a lot of certain things that they've done in regards to our organs, even then our teeth, you know, all the above. So this is why I told her, I said, I could never trust, you know, the bees. I could never trust them, because I'm sorry, you know, there's just too many reasons and everything that I'm saying right now. And we never even know we're safe in our own neighborhoods around just all our people. Because I never get it twisted to think that they will come into our neighborhoods and do stuff. So this is why I think that this is why we got to work so hard into being together, because there is a war. And when they come, they coming. And this is why they want to keep us divided, so they can easily pick us off, because we automatically see each other as the enemy. But keep in mind, you my brother and sister, somebody come and attack you, I got your back. I'm jumping in. I'm helping you. That's how we got to be, family, and having each other back and working together and being ready for it. So if anything happen and pop off, anytime they come in, maybe they try to infiltrate, they try to be on us, we right here. Boom, you know, jumping in it. No, it ain't going, you ain't going to take over. So this is how we gotta be. This is how, strong the whole gotta be. You know what I mean? So anything, because that's where it is. And that's why I said, because, if you pick your side, if you don't realize that you have to be, about yourself, about your race, about your culture, and about your people, you have to be there. There's no other, choice, because this is it. This is the wake up call for you. And this is what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? And if you quick to be in somebody else, you're going to go. I mean, you're going to be used until they get this use out of you, and then you're going to be gone. So I'm just like, your only chance of survival is to be over here. You know what I mean? And that's just real talk. But, a lot of people is just really not understanding that. And that's where we get into the whole, whatever. So I told, this is what my issue is. So when people get into the whole, spirituality and righteousness and all the above and what you got to do and, stuff like that, it's just a lot because, it's a process. It's a struggle, especially when you're coming out of being so toxic. You're coming out of being in that low frequency and being comfortable there because that's all you've known, and I'm just used to being able to resort to that way where I'm just like, get away from me, please. Don't be near me or anything. I don't want you affecting my energy and stuff like that. I don't trust you. I don't know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to, be your friend. I don't want to be in your vicinity because I don't trust you. I just never know what you're here for. I never know if you're spying. I don't know if you're Asian. I don't know if you're a terrorist. I don't know if you're dealing roof. I don't know. So, and then I see videos on social media where they just so happy to see white people at the events and getting all down, doing reggae and hip hop and stuff. And my mind, like I just saw this video the other day on Instagram. And it's all black people, and I think they're doing like reggae or something. They really into it. And it's just one white woman, and they're just really happy that she's doing it and really trying. And my mind is just like, did we check her backpack? Do we know she carried anything in here? Do we know that she's going to be dealing roof? Because that's all I'm seeing them as now. That's all I'm seeing them. Like, I'm not quick to embrace you and bring you along. And yay, I'm happy that you're here. No, I'm quick to say, I don't trust you. I don't know what's your purpose. Are you watching me? Are you following me? Are you watching any of this? Are you being a spy? Are you coming from the government? Are you being placed here? Are you here to just write down some notes, take some pictures, take some footage, so who to watch and follow, so y'all know who to target, so y'all know who to target for martial law and all the above. So I'll be questioning a lot of certain things. Is this somebody that you want to target and put back in, in this condition, to make them go missing? Is this, what I mean? It's all that. So I look at all that because they've already, just doing a lot of things to shutting off our freedom. It's not even, it's not even like what a lot of people say, well, they always want to talk about, well, we know we came from slavery, that's the past. But we're not talking about just that. We're talking about how past is prelude. We're talking about the stuff that's happening currently. The fact that they sicking dogs on us currently. The fact that they beating us with spring batons currently. The fact that they are, shooting us 76 times currently. We're talking about all this, gentrifying us currently. Like, all this is happening now. You can't tell me that I can't choose to allow that in, and I can't watch social media and I can't bring that in because I have to, because this is happening currently. How I know they ain't gonna attack me next and try to kick me out the place I live. So it's all of that, even how I know they gonna make my water be like Flint, so it's all of that. So we got to look at all this now. I have to be aware of all that. How I know if I walk out on the street, somebody won't try to target me and try to snatch me off of the street. So I have to be aware of it. You know what I mean? Because it can happen at any given time to any one of us. So this is what I mean. Like when I tell people like to stay woke of anything, stay woke of how powerful you are. Stay woke of how powerful your organs and your melanin is to them. So stay woke on how powerful you are, profitable being a prison slave laborer. So just, stay woke on that, because that's something that we all have to look at. So this is main thing that I always look at and I always question. And this is what I always, say to other people, that this is something that we do have to, stay aware of. You know what I mean? And that could be something that maybe fuels an anger or maybe even a hatred, because, you know, we are emotional beings, and a lot of this oppression is happening to us and geared just strictly towards us, and exterminating children, you know, on the playground and stuff like that. So we got to be aware of that, you know. So, you know, this was just something that, you know, I was just thinking about, you know, in regards to me trying to be righteous or achieve a fourth or fifth dimension, or, you know, achieve that inner peace and be more of a spiritual being. And while I'm going through that process to do this, you know, this is just a lot of things that I'm looking at in regards to me, you know, still staying woke of what's happening here on the third dimension, because I'm here on this third dimension, you know, and they see my body, you know, as a shell that you see before you, and they target me strictly based on that. So, you know, it was just like, it was a real deep conversation that, you know, we were having, you know, at the session, the spiritual session. And that was just a lot of thoughts that, you know, was still in my mind, you know, of certain things that when people say that, you know, we shouldn't have certain things because we have to think about our being and our wealth here, and our physical wealth here, and our health here, you know, and the, you know, wealth is in our health here. So I get all that, and I don't want to be brought down by, you know, toxic energy affecting my aura, you know, or toxic thoughts even, you know. And obviously I want to deal with that negative, you know, energy, and we understand that. But, you know, in regards to just, you know, it's kind of a gray area to me, because it's just like, okay, I don't trust the beast, nor will I ever. And I don't want to associate with the beast, you know, in any form, you know, and I just want to strictly be about my people. But I also want to be spiritual and achieve righteousness and full inner peace as well. And no, I don't want the negativity to hold me down or hold me back or keep me from a spiritual elevation, you know, growth here. But, you know, if that, you know, causes me to have to be friend with the beast, and I have to like be friends with them, and if they're there at the event or if they're there at the spiritual session, I have to come up to her and hug her in pieces. No, that's not going down. So if I have to do that to achieve righteousness, then I guess I'll never be righteous, because I'm not going to embrace them on a level or on a plane that I'm going to embrace my brothers and sisters. Because if we are the originators of this planet, and we have the same, we're made up of the same, such as the melanin here, then, and the universe is working with us for us to regain control of this planet, then that's all I'm going to deal with. If the universe does not coincide with the beast, and Ra don't even exist, and he don't even like him, which is why he burns him up. And, you know, if so many things does not, you know, coincide with the beast, then there's no reason for me to. There's no reason for me to. Now, there's certain things in regards to this system, you know, in this government where they kind of control everything, and we kind of have like really no choice. But I'm working on each day to abstain from that in 100%. So I don't never have to deal with them in any capacity. But if we actually walk through as if we don't pay our bills or our rent or things like that, you know, that's just being naive here. You know what I mean? But do I want to get to the point where I don't? Yes, of course, definitely. Am I trying to work and strive towards that? Yes, of course, definitely, 100%. You know, and I think this is where we all need to be, and this is where our energy all need to be 100. You know, even when I think about a store that I shop at, Co-op, where I get a lot of my holistic, you know, healing, you know, products, you know, from, you know, the person I deal, you know, I see, you know, they're actually opened up an extension of that to where they're going to be doing their own little version of the store. Now, will I choose to go to them versus the Co-op? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Because for one, I mean, I work with them. For two, this is Black owned. This is, you know, me just continuously going to any, you know, finding any alternative, you know, that's a Black owned that I can associate and shop at, versus, you know, being forced, you know, to rely on this government simply because we live and we reside in this country, and they, you know, own majority. You know, because if we even look at the land that we own, what is it, less than 1%, collectively. So this is why I think it's important for us to get into that, buying land and storefronts and things, especially owning land, especially owning that. Because then that's the way that we're really going to take back. Because I think that the universe is only going to do so much, but we got to work with the universe. We got to let them know that we're ready. And we're ready for this shift, and we're ready for this elevation. We got to get right and get spiritual and get ourselves right, and get ourselves right with ourselves and with our own race and our own culture and our own people. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. And, listen, Black people, we were waiting for, or African people, we were waiting for y'all to get unified. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got to be together. Y'all want to control. So you got to get unified wherever y'all reside on the globe. So once y'all work on doing that and get unified and working with us and working with the universe and purchasing this land and owning, because we're not going to do it all for you. So you got to do your part too. And as long as you're about that, then it's going to be great and it's going to work together. You know what I mean? And then I think this is how we're going to actually get what we've been seeking from day one. But it's not just about talking. It's actually about seeking that and doing the work to do it. So when I just got into the whole spirituality and just them talking to them and just talking about the whole hatred and things like that and just having possessed, I'm just like, yes, I'm going to work on, being at peace. I will. And yes, I will work on being a positive being and keeping that in my system. Definitely, I'm going to work on that, and just having that just 100%, and not having any anger. And it's like I said, it's a struggle. But in regards to me just wanting to open up and embrace and see them and treat them as if I would treat my own family and friends that's of my own culture, I just don't think I can do that because, there's just a reason not to. So, and I just feel as though if that's what it takes in order for me to be righteous, then I'm starting to realize that maybe I will just never receive that and never achieve that because there's a reason for the distrust. There's a reason for the anger. There's a reason even for the hatred even. So, and that's just it. But, and in regards to maybe not allowing them to affect my energy, it's going to take some time because, when I see my people, when I watch the videos and things like that we see on social media and we see of our people being, exterminated, and of course I want to be awoke, aware of that because, like I said, any of that can happen to me at any given time, no matter how spiritual I am, no matter how at peace I am, and, inside, somebody can still snatch me off the street. Somebody can still pump, holes in me. Somebody can still kick me out my residence. Somebody can still imprison, lock me up unfairly, and that's what I see them targeting us unfairly simply because they want us to fund this system in private prison slave labor and simply because they want, to rid us so they can, keep their race here. That's what it is. And we can see that they're trying to secure their race here by exterminating us or using us to preserve their race by taking our organs and our melanin. So they're trying to preserve their race by exterminating ours and preserving certain things from us, such as our organs and melanin, to preserve their existence. And or they're also targeting us so they can put us in private prisons to fund us and wear that too. And that's the brown and the Black people. That's both. And you see that with many of the videos, even the one that I had shared with the brother, being targeted at the police at the gas station. Simply, it's like we can't even go out and pump gas now. We can't live our life. We can't bring our kids to the playground. We can't do nothing. And that's where they're getting us to the point where they're gentrifying us, kicking us out, or they're exterminating us, or they're massively incarcerating us. And that's it. And that's what it is. It's like they're doing anything. It's not even about making up an excuse. It's not even about that. It's about that the government has put this out there to target the brown and the Black race, to target them. That's it. Don't go after the white race. Just strictly go after the brown and Black people. Your intent here is to just go after anybody. I don't care if you got to continuously plant drugs on them. I don't continue if you got to just say they resist an arrest. That's the main thing. If all else fails, resist an arrest. I don't care what you have to say. Just do anything just to arrest them. Just say it was a mistaken identity. Anything. just do anything because we need that money for we got to fund the private prisons. And that's exactly what I saw when the brother was arrested at the gas station. It's anything. So watch yourself. Even when you're pumping gas, watch yourself when you go in the corner store. Watch yourself for anything, because these pigs is just coming after you, periodly. And the only reason they come after you because they need the money. And it's the money to fund the private prisons, and they pay these down in the government, and they give them so much money, and they only target us. They don't go after the whites. They once in a blue moon they'll pick up, but it's mostly us, and mostly trying to kill us because we understand, because they want to preserve their race. So, and they don't want you to be woke and aware to that. And that's something that I'm going to stay woke to. Always. I'm always going to stay woke to that. Nobody's ever going to put me back to sleep in regards to that. So in regards to me trying to be righteous and achieve full spirituality, though, so I can achieve that righteousness, you know, the distrust in regards to the beast will always be there. It will always be prevalent. Nor will I ever want to ever try to have any sort of affiliation in any form with them. So I don't trust them in no form, not even going to school. I'm not going to school to get educated. I'm already conscious. I'm just going to school so I can get them credentials to say she can start this business. So for me, I already know you even teaching me lies, but if I need to know the numbers and the mathematics and stuff in regards to me to start the business, that's all I'm taking from. I don't trust in regards to anybody that I feel is not for the liberation of my race. With the beast, that's a given. But it's questionable in regards to certain people in my own race, because a lot of them aren't for the liberation of our people as well. So it's more about the individual when it comes to my own culture and who I have to figure out if they're for the elevation and the liberation, or if they're just for the stagnant and they're coming to, you know, be an extension of the beast to continue the oppression upon us. So I'm going to end it on that note, family. Thanks for everybody who tunes in. Thanks for everybody who's going to watch. Peace and love to everybody. Continue to stay, work on yourself, try to be positive, achieve that inner peace, all the above, and definitely try to achieve righteousness as well, because I'm still going to work that as well. But, stay woke, family. All right. Peace and love. Remember to keep heads up. Keep them boots on the ground, y'all. Peace.